All right, Ron, this is a shower. I'm going to do a little bit of close-up stuff so you can kind of get an idea. There are some of the things that they said they could possibly live with. I think we didn't discuss it specifically, but this bench is a little bit okay insofar as like the 22 and a half cuts. Not too bad. Kind of sort of flush, but a little chipping going on. Um, he didn't do any type of angle cut here. They're flat up against each other, which begets the large grout line on both sides of it. My opinion is the bench could probably stay. They're debating whether the wall could stay. There's a lot of size discrepancy with regard to these grout lines, but the grout lines have size discrepancy. He's using spacers here, but then he's using leveling clips that didn't do any good because I think they're 1/8 leveling clips with a 1/2 inch grout line. You know, better than 1/2 inch grout line up there. The grout lines are kind of all over the board, and there are definite lippage things going on at the intersections. Kind of minor, but these cuts were done as you saw in the pictures. 1.25 inch cut or so, 1.5 inch cut or so. Had they done the back wall left and right, they could have taken that down quite a bit, or bumped out this wall a couple sheets of sheetrock, bumped it out. They could have made it happen because there's enough room you see on this wall where they could have bumped this out and gotten rid of those. But I think they're okay with that. Lot of little things going on that, again, I don't know what they're good with. Some of the chipping of the tile on some of these cuts and the overcut that's happening here. Some of the Schluter was put on not so good. The Schluter was not overlapped with any waterproofer and comes up relatively easy on some areas. So what he did is he bat buttered the tile. He troweled out his thin set, from what I was told, which looks exactly what he did. He troweled out his thin set on the tile and stuck it straight to the wall. There's no bat buttering of thin set to the wall. So what they're trying to do, even if you take some of this tile off, is save the tile. And I'm convinced that some of this tile could be saved. Again, a troweled tile stuck straight to the wall with no back buttering. So I think I know this has to be taken out because that Schluter, the tile is proud of it. Going around, it's kind of flush there-ish, and then it bumps out a little bit over there. So I don't know, Ron. Probably this top 2 row of tile have to be taken out and the window has to be reconfigured at the worst case scenario. That maybe these 4 or 5 rows of tile could stay. I don't know. They haven't made a decision yet. The Schluter on the corner, they were going to use corner pieces, which they bought a bunch of, but as we know, they don't always work great. But he only nailed that in. He didn't glue it in yet, so it's kind of off at the top. A lot of this stuff could be remediated, but the crack at the top where the HardieBacker met up to the sheetrock was never feathered out. It looks like the sheetrock is a little proud, but that needs to be feathered out. Same as the other side. The crack was left there and it's not feathered out. I don't know. Just little minor stuff, like this little 1/8 inch of, not level. Barely enough room for the screws to go in there, yay. But that's about it on that. And the curb, because you had mentioned wanting to see the curb. So the homeowner said that he kind of made a mistake on doing the curb. He should have gone with 3 2x4s because by the time you'll get maybe a 3/4 sliver going in there. And so they're willing to bump up the curb another 2x4. The tile on the floor, you're right, is kind of a cheesy tile because it's got that little rubber glue stuff. So it's a ceramic with the little rubber glue stuff on it. So I suggested, you know, maybe going with a better tile than this, but also to save the floor, because you can't tell on video, but they're little, this piece looks like it was retrofitted in because there's lippage on this piece going all the way over here, and then a lot of lippage over here. It's just kind of a little bit of hodgepodge. There's a hump, you can't see it on video, and then there's a dip over here, and a dip in lippage going on over here with that tile. So, and then a dip here. So what I suggested is doing the best you can about tiling over tile, you know, using the Prim Grip, finish grouting all this stuff and using Prim Grip over the entirety of this and bumping up the drain, and going forward with just tiling over tile, get rid of, you know, some of those issues. The humps, a little more difficult, but the dips, that would definitely take care of. So that's all I can tell you about all this stuff. I don't know what you would suggest doing, you know, taking out. So just to be fair, and as I said when we were looking at the pictures together, you know, to me this is a complete demo, but they don't want to do a complete demo. So they're going to have to decide if they want to tile over tile or get rid of this pan and do it all over, or if they want to save that wall. But they definitely want to save the tile if possible, and I think a lot of it that's going to be possible. So I don't know, but there you go. If there's anything else, any other questions or whatever, then let me know. But I think I've told you everything I can.